Hey guys, welcome to Healing is a New Hustle with your girl Angie Lynn. So today we're jumping right in. We're not trying to fill it with a lot of fluff. So today we're talking about the topic is call yourself beautiful first, right? Stop outsourcing your self-worth. That's not what we're doing anymore. Okay? So basically it's saying it's my job to call myself beautiful before I even leave the house. Like it's my job to affirm me. Because if someone else out there is the only one that says it, I might start believing they're the only one who can. And I know that I can before like I said, before I even leave the house, I can. I can say this about myself and believe it. And I refuse to let a stranger introduce me to my value. Not anymore. Not anymore. We live for compliments. We used to, but that's not what we're doing now. Yes, we like compliments, but we're able to say to ourselves in the morning or before we leave the house, hey, girl, you're looking good today. You know what I'm saying? Say it. Say it now. Because that's what we're doing. Now I know, don't get me wrong, because you got social media and everyone's on there talking about, saying, basically proclaiming that they are the cat's meow and the dog's bow wow, right? No one has self esteem issues. No one is struggling, with themselves, right? But let's discuss the truth. Some of us are posturing, some of us don't really believe it. Like, I will go back and tell you, I knew I wasn't unattractive. But in my heart, did I feel, you know, beautiful? Did I feel, certain things? No, I didn't. No, I did not. In my heart of hearts, I did not. So I was posturing too back then. And so let's discuss confidence versus posturing. There's a difference in between confidence and performing, right? Which one are you doing? And y'all, excuse me, I just got my braces tightened this morning and I'm just like in a little pain, but we're going to get through this. There's a difference between affirmation and advertising. Some women don't feel beautiful, they present beautiful. What did I just say? What did I just say? I talked about myself presenting in a certain way, but inside I did not feel it. I did not feel it, and I did not know why. Okay? Which goes to the fact that we have to do our inner work so we can feel the way that we show on the outside, right? Some women don't feel secure, they project secure. Same thing. Same thing. We're projecting. Social media confidence is always internal confidence. Like it's not, I'm actually going to, it's not internal confidence. I read myself wrong. It's not internal confidence. Meaning we don't feel that, but it's easy to be someone else online, right? It's easy to be, that girl. I'm that girl online, but who am I when I'm alone by myself? You know, um it doesn't mean that being that girl doesn't mean that you feel enough offline. Like I said, being alone by myself, who am I? If your confidence needs witnesses, it might not be confidence yet. Like I write, and sometimes I want, someone's opinion, but I already know what I wrote was good because the Lord gifted me with that. So I already know it's good, but yeah, sometimes you want someone to read it and affirm it. But if I never had anyone say it to me, I know already. I know, right? So sometimes the loudest confidence is covering up quietest insecurities. Like I said, you're saying, oh, I'm that girl. I know I'm this, I know I'm that. It's like a bully. They seem confident, and I'm not calling you ladies bullies. I'm just saying they seem confident, but deep down they're not. They're very insecure. So when you're boasting about confidence, normally people who have a certain thing don't have to announce that they have a certain thing. Like they don't have to tell everyone they're confident or everyone that they're smart. Because if you are such a thing, it'll come across as you being smart, as you being confident. You don't have to say it all the time. Just be it, right? So be honest. Do you feel beautiful when no one's watching? Do you? If no one complimented you for 30 days, would your confidence shift? Like if you posted pictures and different things online on your social media, would you second guess your value, your worth, your esteem if no one liked any of your photos and you knew in these photos, I mean, girl, you knew you had it. You knew you were rocking that outfit. You knew, whatever. Your brows were on fleek. Yeah, I'm old. I said fleek. But you knew that bust down was down. You know what I'm saying? But no one said anything. Would you be okay? Or would you shrink a little bit because no one affirmed you? And the other thing is, are you affirming yourself? Or are you advertising yourself? Advertising is the social media. Affirming yourself is when you're alone, at home. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? Like, what are you telling yourself when no one else around? Are you that girl to yourself? Are you? I didn't used to be. Let me touch on something really quickly before I move on. When I say I didn't used to be, I still have intrusive thoughts. I still have thoughts that come in my mind and say, oh, look at that scar or look at that thing, somewhere on me. And I have to push that down and say, not today. Because if I looked good yesterday and nothing traumatic happened, I didn't get into a car accident, I didn't have anything traumatic happening, then I look good today. So I push those thoughts right out of my mind and continue to affirm me. Excuse me. So, why letting the world be first is dangerous? It says him, but we're going to go with the world. Be first is dangerous. Why letting someone else tell you first before you tell yourself is dangerous? We touched on a few, but let's get into it a little more. When the world is first to say you're beautiful, it hits differently. Especially if you've never said it to yourself. The brain bonds quickly to affirmation when it's deprived. So if you've never been told as a child, if you've always been talked down to, if you've never been affirmed, if you've never told how smart you were, how great you were, then yeah. Anyone who tells you outside of yourself, you're going to bond to. You're going to think, oh, this person was sent by God. He sent him to tell me, this my person right here. Yeah. Or whomever it is. A friend. Whatever. Compliments trigger dopamine. You get a rush. I get a rush. Oh, what? But I react to it differently now. Like, I'm like, okay, thank you. In my head, like, yeah, I knew that when I left the house, girl. And it's not about conceit. It's just about being confident in who you are and not letting, because if the world can lift you up, it can bring you down. It there's not it could go up or down. But if you are affirming yourself, then you stay up. You stay up. Even when you have a down moment, you can lift yourself back up. You don't have to walk out of the door. You don't have to post on social media. You don't have to do anything. You can lift yourself back up, right? Inconsistent validation creates emotional dependency. What did I just say? You post online, no one likes your stuff. You post again, no one likes your stuff. You post again, no one likes your stuff. You start to come down. See, I post and I'm like, okay, I post whatever, and I'm trying to understand the views from an analytics point, but I'm not trying to understand the likes and things from whatever standpoint. I figure whoever sees my content and takes something from it was the person that meant to see it. It may not meant to be seen by 1,000 people or whatever, at least not now, but that's fine. It doesn't change how I show up or how I feel about myself, right? So it says that's how breadcrumbing becomes addictive. You don't get attached to him, you get attached to how he made you feel about yourself. He meaning the world, he meaning, like I said, socials, whatever the case may be, you're attached to that thing. And what if tomorrow social media went away? What if tomorrow there was no more? What are we going to do? How are we going to lift ourselves up? You know, if I'm starving, even breadcrumbs feel like a feast. Whoever feels like the source of your worth feels powerful. They control you. You're outsourcing it to other people. They control you. You know? Dependency doesn't start with love, it starts with lack. You don't have to lack anything, because all you have to do is constantly say it to yourself until you believe it. Until you believe that you're worthy, that you're lovable, that you're beautiful, that you are the cats meow and the dogs bow wow, then you're going to always be at someone else's mercy. And that's not what we're doing. We're not being other people's playthings. Right? That's not what we're doing. So, have you ever bonded quickly because someone affirmed you? Let's put our hands up. Have you ever stayed longer than you should because he made you feel beautiful? Do compliments make you emotionally attached? If a person, thing, or world stopped affirming you, would you feel insecure? So with this being said, these questions are meant for you to answer honestly so that we can take our power back. So we can be confident within ourselves, that we're not worried about what the next person is doing, what the next person is saying about us, because we've already spoken to ourselves. I spoke to myself. Angie, girl, you got it. You got it today. You got it. Even when some days when I feel like I don't got it, I still tell myself I got it. Don't get me wrong. We're not talking about only on the outside, okay? We're not discussing only on the outside because beauty is just the surface, right? This isn't really about looks. It's about being chosen, being desired, being seen, being validated. And if you don't see yourself first, you will overvalue the one who does. You will treat this person like, I can't let this person go because this person, says these things to me. Who else is going to say this to me? You say it to yourself. Like I said, say it till you mean it. You will tolerate red flags to keep hearing affirmations. You will confuse flattery with compatibility. I've been there. Listen, anything I discuss on this channel, on these videos, I have been there. And if by chance I have not been there, I can still empathize with you because I have been around there, right? You mistake attention for intention, right? If someone has to introduce you to your own worth, you will fight to keep them. That's why I talk about being whole, two whole people before you get into a relationship, because it's necessary, because you won't be a victim. You won't be a victim to your own traumas if you are whole when you enter a relationship. When you call yourself beautiful first, when you call yourself smart first, when you call yourself, when you say that you're confident first, when you say all the first, when you say all the things, all the first, then you become the person that controls your esteem, your worth, your value, not someone else. So even if someone else told you that and they stopped telling you, your voice is the primary voice in your head. Your voice is there, right? So have you ever ignored behavior because he saw you or they saw you? If you're affirming yourself, then you can tell whether that's true or whether that's manipulative, right? So if you have, that your voice echoing and God's voice, because he says a lot about you too. He says a lot of good things about you too. So if you have God's voice and your voice, that other voice, it's nice. It's nice to hear. But if it goes away, oh well. Do you know the difference between attraction and affirmation? So these are all questions to ask yourself so that you can begin your journey if you are struggling with this issue of healing. Like of really getting in deep and understanding so that you will never be a victim to someone else's validation of you. So what self-validation actually looks like? Let's talk about it. Self-validation is not arrogance, it's alignment. Like it looks like complimenting yourself, knowing your strengths, dressing for expression, not reaction. And so that means that expression, not reaction, that means you don't have to have all your skin showing. You don't have to have, some man complimenting your body parts, you want them to look up here. Up here. Not down here, up here. Like, what do I have going on inside my mind? What do I have going on, in my heart? What is going on with me? Not my body. Leaving the house full. So if you don't know how to affirm yourself, there are plenty of people on social media that do motivational talks until you get used to saying things to yourself. So yeah, just look up like Eric Thomas or someone like that who can, who can give you a little pep talk until you learn how to talk to yourself, right? No scanning the rooms for validation. No shrinking if attention doesn't come. Because you knew when you left the house, you were that girl. You knew it. You knew it. When you left the house, you were that girl. And yes, we're going to continue to be that girl. So when someone says, you're beautiful, right? You respond internally. Let's say this clearly. You respond, when he says you're beautiful, you respond internally. I know. I know. Put your shoulders back and you straighten your back, and I know. Internally. Outside, you say thank you. Thank you. Not pride, not ego, just peace and calm, because you knew it. Again, before you left the house this morning, you knew it. Compliments are sweet. Dependency is dangerous. Self-affirming people don't get dependent on other people's affirmations. So, do you believe you're beautiful without a witness? Yes. Who taught you that your beauty had to be confirmed? I'm going to say media in general. These are my answers to the questions. Media in general taught me that my, beauty had to be confirmed. What would change in your dating life if you felt full before you met him? No more ignoring. No more ignoring anything. No more, confident to ask the questions that I need to know. Have a life outside of this person, right? Are you leaving the house full or hoping someone else fills you up? So are you leaving the house with that outfit on, with that thing going on, and you're like, man, I hope someone says something? So let's say this. I will not meet a man empty and ask him to fill what I refuse to build. Yep. So I'm not against compliments. I'm against you becoming a victim because you're dependent on other people's compliments and validation. So again, call yourself beautiful first before you leave the house. And I said, say it till you believe it. Say it. Keep saying it. Soon you will feel the way that you continue to affirm yourself every day. Again, this is Healing is the New Hustle with Angie Lynn. And I say, don't be triggered, be healed, and God bless. Have a wonderful day.